I didn't have time for all that stuff. Oh, that numbers, letters, countdown. We don't have time for that around here, man. We got to get to the picks. We got to get to the picks. We got people watching. We got people wanting to know what games are there today and tomorrow and over the weekend. Thank you, Caesars. Welcome our sponsor, Caesars Free Bet Insurance, up to $1,250. First time users, download the app today. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff so you can get to know when this stuff comes on. Look, we're going to go through these games. Just quickly go back to yesterday's games. Larnaca 3-3. Talked about that. I liked USG. I thought that was a pretty good game to take. Betis won 1-0. That was good. United won easily 3-0. Lazio came back and won. I didn't see the late scores. I was working, had a game. West Ham. Oh, wow. Anderlecht tied with FCSB. How about that? West Ham cruised through their group, easily winning it. So interesting. So we're going to talk about today's games. There's not a lot of games on the schedule today outside of some of the smaller leagues. There are some games in the Eredivisie, I think. Could be good. Mallorca plays Espanyol. I know Pedro might be on, hopefully, and maybe he'll give us a little play. Mallorca, Espanyol, you see there, they're both middle of the pack, really, 12th and 14th, really not even middle of the pack. So not even really kind of not the greatest game in the world to look at. We're looking at some of these games here today. Mallorca Espanyol. Interest you at all? Or
yeah, save your money today.
Save your money. There is one game I do like. I went down and I found the game because Joe Wiz needs a game. And I found it in Belgium.
Oh, I know exactly what it's going to be.
KRC Genk and KV Michelin. Genk is flying in the league. You want to look at this table here.
Yeah, they're absolutely destroying.
They are 12-1-1, 36 goals for, 13 goals allowed.
9 goals in their last 2 matches.
9 goals, yeah. So Genk right here on the Asian line, -1.5 is about even money. I think that's a pretty decent play today. I think, you said they scored some goals. Genk over 2.5 goals at +102. I think that's a decent play today. There's not a lot of decent plays today. The other one I was looking at, do you like that Genk game?
I don't dislike it.
All right. This Lens team is in second place in the Ligue 1 and plays Toulouse, who right now is in 10th.
Who's going to lose?
Toulouse is going to lose. I got some pretty sweet Toulouse kits the other day. They got really cool home and away kits, purple and sunlight and all kinds of stuff. But these are some of these games where French League 1 and Ligue 1. It's not always, on this show, I think a lot of times I focus on some of these games, some of these teams like, PSG, obviously, and stuff like that. But This Lions team, I watched them play a bunch this year. They're very good. They only have one loss. The top of this league is a little goofy because you got Lens, Lorient, Rennes right there now back into it, scoring a lot of goals. Marseille down a little bit. Monaco down the table a little bit. They might be there later in the season. But this Lens team is very good. They score a lot. They have some attacking players. They've only allowed 8 goals, which is second best in the league. They don't necessarily score a lot of goals in some games, but I think at home they are 6-0-0, best record in all of the league. 13 goals for, only 5 allowed. When you start talking about away, they're just okay. But at home, this team is really good. And Toulouse is not great on the road. I think you can make the case here. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to lay -1. But maybe the way to bet this is, look at this, over 1.5 goals for Lens is 180. Wow. So they expect there to be some goals in this game. So maybe you take Lens -1.
Well, Toulouse is not a good team, that's for sure.
Hey, Pedro, how's it going? Yeah, I had the tape. I'm doing a picks and parlays does this the overarching thing here. So we're doing a World Cup thing for them. We're taping some shows. See how that goes at Rider University. So doing something with the students. We the students there learn how to do videos and stuff, and we help them out. So a little bit late today. It's the first time we taped, so we weren't sure how long it was going to take. Next Friday might be the same thing, maybe a little bit later as well. But Pedro, what are your thoughts here? I know as the expert on the Spanish league here, the La Liga, any kind of, see if you have any kind of thought about this Mallorca Espanyol game. We both kind of looked at it and said, I don't know. I definitely like the Genk game and the Toulouse Lens game a little bit more. I do like Lens and Genk, maybe a decent parlay there. It could be interesting. Let's see what that pays. Genk -1. Always gets me out, man. So brutal. And French League 1 and League 1. I don't know what the difference is there. And Lens. So Lens and Genk -1 pays +137. Lens and Genk money line pays +110. So not a bad parlay, +110 there if you want to just take the money line, which is a little bit safer.
Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Toulouse is bad. Is a really bad team. Like that's a League 2 team right there.
We're not very good on the road. So that's the thing. And Lens is very good at home. All right. So just kind of wanted to look at those games today. I don't know. Do you have any college football plays today or anything? Or?
No, I hate the board today.
I didn't even see. I think the games were a little crazy yesterday, right?
Yeah, Virginia Tech almost won.
Utah 21-17. Yeah, I didn't like those too much. I didn't see the other score, Lafayette. I am collaborating with Goran Kukar, a very solid handicapper, only doing the Portuguese teams at UEFA Champions League. Yeah, Pedro, I think Goran, I told Goran, if you guys want to come on next week for Monday or something like that, maybe to talk about the Champions League games that you have. I could send you a link and have you guys come on. It'd be great. Have you guys come on. I know you've been pretty good with some of the games you've been handicapping. I've been tailing along and winning some money. So yeah, definitely. If you want to come on as a guest, please, let me know. Send me a message on here on Twitter and hey, listen, if you're watching out there and you think you have some good plays and you want to come on and tell us about all your stuff like Joe Wiz sometimes does, just let us know. We'll have you come on. Did you start to look at the Saturday MLS? Premier League schedule with basically every game on Saturday here?
Yeah, there's definitely some interesting games here. I don't really know what to make of a lot of them though. Like you got the early game tomorrow, Leicester and Man City. Ugh. I mean,
Yeah.
Leicester's been playing a lot better lately. I don't know if City's just going to go in there and blow them out with the way they've been playing lately.
I have to cover 2 games tomorrow. One's at 10 a.m., about 45 minutes from my house, and one is at 2. And I think it's at 2. Let me see. I don't even know if they've kind of taken me off there. I don't love I don't think City played that well the other day. I know when you look at the table here, that Arsenal kind of loss, or the Arsenal dropping points the other day is kind of allowed. You see, Tottenham and Newcastle have both played 12 matches here. So, if United can go ahead and beat West Ham, I will talk with Goran. Yeah, definitely. Pedro, I messaged Goran the other day and told him the same thing. If, please feel free. But we're going to be doing some different stuff coming up in the future as well. So maybe some more opportunity. Maybe you and Goran can do your own show or something on the network. Whatever. We'll talk. We're trying to get this stuff going. Now Leicester's been playing better. I think. All of a sudden you look up and they're not in the bottom of the table. They had 1 point for so long, and you look at their last. I hate it when it does that. Results, yeah. You look at their last few results. 4-0 over Wolves, 2-0 over Leeds, no Crystal Palace. The Bournemouth loss was weird. 4-0 over Nottingham Forest. This has been after the break. So after the break, they've come back and they've held 4 teams scoreless, which is key, I think, for them. Their defense is getting better, and they've dropped, the game to Bournemouth, who I think is, we'll talk about them in a second. I don't know. Leicester City should probably win. Or Manchester City should probably win the game, but I don't know. I don't know how you bet this game. I'm not sure if you do.
Yeah, I don't think you do bet it because, Man City, they're not great lately. With the way Leicester's been playing better, you got to bet City to win by 2 goals here. I don't know if that's going to happen. We've seen City slip up a few times, especially in their last few matches alone. So, yeah, definitely probably a stay away for me.
The next game is. I wish this would just go back to the way it was. Bournemouth, Tottenham. I just talked about how Bournemouth had beaten Leicester. I have no idea what to make of this Tottenham team. Conte got red carded. They had the goal. They just, I don't know how good this team. I don't think they're that good, to be honest. I think if you look at, they play Bournemouth here, then they play Liverpool and Leeds before the break, and then they have a pretty easy run of games. But then, then it gets a little bit tough in January. Arsenal, Fulham, City, at Leicester, West Ham, Chelsea. Those games could be interesting. I don't. I would not be stunned if Tottenham dropped out of the top 4. I don't know that they're that good.
Yeah, I don't know what they are, man. Like they don't play. They can only win games at home. It seems to be.
And they just and then they lose some games every once in a while at home. Yeah, they I just don't know. I don't know. This Bournemouth team isn't. Everybody thinks they're going right back down. They're 3, 4, and 5. I mean, once again they have that terrible goal difference, but that's from 3 games.
I would take Bournemouth +1 here. You're at home. Their defense has actually been playing well in their last 3 matches. And we know Tottenham doesn't play well on the road, and they don't score goals on the road. So even if Tottenham finds a way to win this match, it can't be by more than 1 goal. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not real high on this Tottenham team. I probably not the game I would take, but I don't really love the game. Brentford Wolves, I don't love the game. Brighton Chelsea.
That's an interesting one.
It's an interesting game. I don't really like it, to be honest. I mean, the last we talked about this yesterday on ESPN. They've played 5 of their last 6 matches have been draws. The 2 teams when they play each other. 4 of the 6 are 1-1s. There's been a 0-0 in there. Potter's going back to Brighton. You see the over 2.5 +100. The under 2.5 is -124. The 1-1 is +525. I just, I watched Chelsea play last week. I wasn't super impressed. They got the 1-1 result against United. I just, they won it in the middle of the week against just an okay team. Brighton's going to want to play well against the coach that kind of abandoned them. I mean, why he did, but still at the same time. I don't know. I think I like the under here. I think.
Yeah, I could definitely see it going under. As you said, Brighton's going to want to play well, so they'll probably try not to allow any goals in this one. And we know Chelsea doesn't really give up any goals either.
Brighton's starting to fall down the table a little bit too. You see there, they're down to 9th. I mean, I think
implications.
Yeah, look, I think everybody knew this team wasn't a top 4 team. And they're probably not a relegation team. They're somewhere in the middle. But all of a sudden, Brighton's got 4 wins. You see these teams that are like 11th to 17th. 11th and 7th to 17th is separated by 3 points. They all have 3 wins, every single one of them. So the 3 teams with 2 wins are in the relegation zone. All the teams with 3 wins are the rest of the bottom half of the table. The teams with 4 wins, I mean, it just goes in order here. It sometimes doesn't do that because there's teams all over the place, but Newcastle. But yeah, I think there's starting to be some tiered things. It's just a big game for Brighton. It's a big game for Chelsea. Chelsea has to. Chelsea's through, right? They won the group
in Champions League. Yeah.
Yeah. So Chelsea's won the group.
Yeah, they had to give up a goal because they suck, but they got by Salzburg.
Did Chelsea? Who's Chelsea play?
I think they play Zagreb in the last match. The team that beat them.
Chelsea's through, but did Chelsea beat Milan twice?
Yeah, twice. So there's no way Milan can.
So Chelsea won the group.
Get at them.
So yeah, Chelsea. That's the other thing. Chelsea doesn't have to maybe bring anybody to the game on next week. So I don't know. Maybe that's something that goes into your thinking. Crystal Palace plays Southampton.
They already lost 1 to Zagreb. I'm sure they don't mind losing another.
really the game, these are tough games on Saturday. The game that, that I like here a little bit is the Newcastle Aston Villa game.
I
And
know that's a juicy one, right?
yeah, it was a little bit, I think if Frank Lampard was still there, or Frank Lampard, if Steven Gerrard was still there, this line would be different. Aston Villa would be probably a heavier dog. They played well. That's the classic. They hate the coach as soon as he's gone. They're playing to tank the guy. They played against Fulham. They wanted him out. They tanked. The next match, they go out and they absolutely annihilate the team, showing the owners, hey, listen, it wasn't us, it was the guy. We are good players. We want to keep our jobs. That's 100% what happened there. So
yeah, and that's why this game scares me, because that literally that reason you just highlighted about the new manager. And
I think both teams to score here is interesting. -132. I know Newcastle's played well defensively at times. I think the over 2.5 is interesting. Foxy's not here to talk about it, so we'll just.
I want to take Newcastle. I'm tempted to at that line, but like I said, it scares me that Aston Villa, they fire the manager and then they get a win first match without him. So yeah, that's it's a tough one for me for sure.
Newcastle comes in off the Spurs win, the win over Newcastle. They should have been lost to Manchester United, 5-1 over Brentford, 4-1 over Fulham, who's been very good. Newcastle's been very good after the break. Clearly, this team is in the mix for top 4. I think they're a year ahead of schedule. The other thing too is, if this team's anywhere near the top 4, they're spending money in the winter transfer market. They don't care. I mean, they'll overpay if they have to. If they have a chance to lock up a top 4 spot this year ahead of schedule, I think they're going to spend like crazy. They don't lose a lot of games.
It just embarrassed Tottenham too on the road.
Yeah, I think I like. I think I like Newcastle in this game here.
I know, right? Like I don't know if I want to take it just because of the thing, but this is also Aston Villa's first road match with the new manager. So
yeah, Unai Emery. Yeah, they're gonna be better. I don't know right away. I just think
didn't Emery destroy Arsenal for years?
This Aston Villa team, you when you look at the table here, they are 15th. I think they will end the table. I think they'll end the year around here, somewhere between 9th and 12th. He'll get them up the table. They have way too much talent on that team. You look at some of these teams that are down here. Like Leicester's got too much. They just sometimes it happens and they start and then they kick up the table a little bit. Remember with Crystal Palace that year with they lost their first 7 and they finished 14th or whatever. They'll finish. Leicester will finish up here somewhere 12th. But yeah, this Aston Villa team spent too much money and too much talent. They'll turn it around at some point. And I think not today though. Not in this game.
Not today.
That's right. And then the two Crystal Palace, Southampton. Palace. Both these teams have a lot of young talent. Palace should win, but I'm not touching that game at all. Fulham Everton's the 12:30 match. I think that's a really interesting game.
That looks like a trap to me.
Yeah, both these teams are playing, not terribly. Everton's much better, obviously, this season under Frank Lampard than they were. They're still getting some players back. Fulham's very good. They're 100% staying up this year. They're one of these teams finally. Mitrovic is scoring goals, but I don't like that game at all. Liverpool leads. I mean, how do you bet this game?
I don't know. Liverpool got their win. I told you they were ripe for a win after that embarrassment, but I want nothing to do with them here. They can lose this game to Leeds if they want.
-1.5 is -125 at home. Leeds is in trouble. They have some players out. They have a lot of players out. I actually like Liverpool here -1.5, but probably just small. I don't want to actually take it that much. So basically that's the Saturday games, and then Sunday in the Premier League, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest -560. I think that line is absolutely ridiculous. Arsenal drew last week 1-1. They got battered by PSV. Didn't start everybody. They played a big mix of players, but they brought some players on, and I thought they should have played better, but PSV actually destroyed them. Nottingham Forest just beat Liverpool, and now they're plus 1,400 against Arsenal. They're like plus 800 against Liverpool. Now they're plus 1,400 on the road. They don't give up a lot of goals. This line is weird to me. I don't understand why Arsenal is such a heavy favorite here.
To be fair, Arsenal's better than Liverpool.
Yeah. It just 560 seems high to me. I don't know. I mean, Forest to draw at plus 400. Arsenal probably wins, but look at you're talking about -2 as even money, and that doesn't even win you the bet. You got to go -2.5 at plus 155 to win. And Nottingham Forest doesn't play like that. Like, they don't really give up goals. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of goals.
Yeah, I don't think this game is bettable. Personally, I think that I don't see any way in hell that Nottingham gets points from this match. But Arsenal's a dodgy team, and they could win 1-0, 2-0. So there's literally no way I could bet this game. I'm not taking Arsenal -2, and I'm not betting.
That's the thing, man. I'm trying. Like, I don't want to be invested in some game. Like, it's almost like, man, 2-0, and like you bet it -2, and you're like, it was just like a waste. Like, you just like didn't win, didn't lose. Like, I obviously don't want to lose, but like, -2, you're not even getting like a lot of value on this game. I just don't really see it. It's the same with this Manchester United West Ham game. Manchester United -150. I don't know if they should be -150 against West Ham here. It seems like a little high to me, but
it does seem a little high. But I think Man United's probably going to crush them either way.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, but like, I'm not laying -150 anyway. But like, -150 seems like a lot to lay in that game. I don't like it. That's a little too high, the line, to be honest. Like, it's a little bit above my pay grade as it is.
Yeah, that's going to be a difficult one too, because West Ham, I guess, didn't play many people against Silkeborg yesterday, so
they played.
only your Antonio there. That was the only real guy they played. Everybody else, Kamaka, Declan Rice, all these guys, they're all on the bench.
It's interesting because you got the. Let's see if I can pull this La Liga table up. Barcelona is already 3 points behind because of the loss. They're playing.
Barcelona's a joke.
They're playing Valencia here as -175. Valencia is not actually terrible.
No, they're not.
Barcelona probably will win this game because that's what they do. They win games. There's thing, and then, hey, what's up, guys? Just got here. Anything you like today? Yeah, Bill. We haven't really talked about we didn't really like the football, college football. I like Genk today, -1.5. I think you could do a money line parlay with Genk and Lens in France, and that pays a little bit over even money. I think you could do -1 Genk and money line that pays about +150. Genk is dominating the Belgian league right now, so I think that's a decent play. And basically, there's not a big Excuse me. There's not a big schedule here. We haven't really looked at any NBA games or anything like that today yet. Just kind of going through the soccer here still.
It's a game on Sunday that's catching my eye.
Which league?
The one you're in right now, Spain.
I like the Pelicans in the NBA plus the points. Which game? Sociedad Betis?
You know it. You know it. I actually want to take a shot on neither team to score at plus 800, though. I think there's a chance that match ends 0-0. Both these teams are coming off European competition matches in Europa League. Both of these teams have solid defenses. I get like they can score when they need to, but they're also the kind of teams that like they'll lean on their defense if they have to. And I think this one has the potential to just turn into a stalemate.
Bill says that's a Suns letdown spot. Yeah, we're gonna look at that as well. This league, we're gonna start calling it the Bundesliga as well. Bundesliga Liga or something like this. Real Madrid's the only team left in the Champions League.
That's so
down. Yeah, it's a little soft league, but when you look at the table here, Sociedad, Real Betis, Athletic, Villarreal. I think the league as a whole is not bad. Like, you see Sevilla all the way down 16th. That'll change with the new manager, obviously. But
I have my own gripe with La Liga.
What's that?
You cannot sit there and tell me they deserve 4 Champions League spots and Germany deserves 4 Champions League spots, but France only gets the 2. Like, to me, I get La Liga. It probably does because they usually have higher teams. Usually Barcelona and Atletico, they're not as bad. But mainly, actually, my gripe is with UEFA about Ligue 1, how they only get the 2 bids. Because honestly, like I equivalent them to Serie A or Bundesliga. They're all the same leagues. Okay, Germany's dominated by one team, and then everybody else can like go F themselves because nobody has a chance at winning that league, just like France. But Germany gets 4 spots. And then you have Italy, where nobody deserves to win the league, and they get 4 spots. But again, like there's not a strong. I mean, Napoli's pretty.
That's going to change. That coefficient's going to change a little bit, I think, soon.
Yeah. And, Napoli's starting to get some steam now, but you take Napoli away, who's winning that league? Like AC Milan isn't that great. Inter Milan isn't that great. Juventus is garbage. Roma's turning out to be garbage. So, like, find me a team that's going to beat Napoli this year.
Nobody. Napoli's going to win that, and I want to see if we can get this.
That's just what I mean. Like my sports book, sometimes doesn't even have France under top leagues. Like they'll have the other 4 and not France, and that bothers me because like it's the same as Italy and Germany to me. It's the exact same.
And the thing for me, I try to watch the Bundesliga games sometimes. I enjoy the French league games. They're good. These teams are tack. I mean, it's the players, the way they play. I think it's a pretty good league. There's different styles from the teams. Just the Bundesliga, I think, is just all it's the same too. Like PSG is going to win, but every once in a while PSG doesn't win. But PSG didn't win the title 2 years ago. PSG didn't win the title in 2017 because Kylian Mbappe was leading Monaco as a 17-year-old to the title and to the Champions League semifinals. PSG spends way more money than Bayern Munich does, and every once in a while in that league, someone other than PSG wins the league. I mean, it's 3 out of 4 PSG is going to win, but you get these games, it's interesting when you look at this stuff. It's all PSG. Before it was Lyon. I mean, Lyon won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lyon won 10 in a row, or 8 in a row. Before that, it was, the league was wide open. Nantes, Auxerre, Monaco, Lens, Bordeaux, Monaco, Nantes, And then, Lyon came through, and then it was wide open again. Bordeaux, Marseille, Lille, Montpellier. Montpellier, that title was crazy when they won that title in 2012. I remember that. Lille went in with Eden Hazard. And then, since then, PSG. But, PSG won 4 in a row, then Monaco won. PSG won 3 in a row, then Lille won. Every once in a while, that league. Look at the Bundesliga. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's – this is crazy. There's 32 titles. We're going to skip the World War II era here. BFC Dynamo, all these teams, Dynamo Dresden. It used to be Dynamo Dresden. Now this, it was interesting back then. Different teams won. Hamburger, 1998. Dortmund won the Champions League. The different teams, or whatever year it was, 97 it was, because they won the title in 96. And then since Bayern Munich here, I mean, it's crazy. Since 1999, it's just been Bayern Munich. Stuttgart won 1 somehow. I don't even know how that happened. But Dortmund won the 2 under Klopp, got to the Champions League final. And since then, Bayern Munich said, we're not going to let anybody else win the title. Nobody else has a chance. The league stinks. It's just a terrible league. It's boring.
Yeah, it is boring.
That's why I think, the Manchester City, this league is a little bit in danger. That's why, some people with the Newcastle, at least if Newcastle's gets half decent, there's going to be some decent teams in there. I just wanted to look at that League One since we were just talking about them for that's the futures. That's why it doesn't come up. So Bill, the Lons game today right here, minus 175. Take them on the money line, maybe with somebody else. If you don't want to, if you just want to take them by themselves, take -1. I think is the thing. PSG Troy, unbettable. And then there's some other decent games here. These some bettable games. There's some games where maybe you can win some money. Nantes and Clermont Foot, who's not great. Rennes, who's really good, played well yesterday. They're up 1-0 after about 30 seconds yesterday.
They tied 3-3.
I know. That's crazy. Both games in that group were 3-3, by the way.
They blew like a 3-1. I know, man. My Larnaca, don't even remind me. Larnaca almost won. They were up 3-1, just like Rennes. I couldn't believe they blew that.
Lyon plays Lille, the final game. So Europe goes back, by the way, on Sunday. Europe, the time in Europe. Does it go back in Canada as well, or?
Oh, what are you talking, like daylight savings time?
Yeah.
It probably does. I just don't keep up with that.
Yeah,
I find like the night of somebody tells me, "Oh, hey, we're putting the clocks back." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, good to know."
We don't until the following week. So we got all these games Sunday. Like Manchester United's playing at 12:15.
We might be the same as you in the U.S. Probably the same weekend we turn it back. I don't know what weekend it is, but we practice daylight savings. That's for sure.
So Bill was talking about the Suns and the Pelicans here tonight. How many games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow.
Big
game.
night.
Yeah, Suns, Pelicans plus 7.5. All I know is the game I like tonight is the Knicks Bucks. I actually gave that out on my Winners and Winers thing. That's my NBA play of the day today. Blah, blah, blah. Go buy it if you want. I've been looking at these games, and if you just bet over on every single game, you'll probably be rich. Every game now, there's no defense.
I made a joke that they need to change the name to the NDA for No Defense Association.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I like the Knicks plus the points. Luka, I don't.
Come on, ESPN. Stupidest isn't a word.
Yeah, stupid.
They have that in the title of an article. Like, come on. Somebody needs to think.
Stupidest.
Somebody needs to check their spelling
I like
or
the
their grammar. They
Raptors.
gotta have something.
Nobody. It's crazy. So Bill likes the Raptors. I just like these. I just look at these games and I target overs. I'm trying to target overs. These games are just absolutely crazy score fests. Utah, Denver, New Orleans, Phoenix, 76ers are bad. Yeah, they stink, man. You can't have every Philly team good, though. I mean, we got the Union in the final Sunday night. The Eagles are on the last unbeaten team. The Phillies in the World Series. So they got to have a couple of bad teams. The Flyers stink, and the Sixers, as long as James Harden is shooting 50 times a game, they're never winning anything.
Can't change the winning formula.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Doc Rivers.
I heard it's because Embiid's out of shape, though. So
really,
that's on him. Yeah, apparently he put a few pounds on in the offseason, and he can't. I guess he's also got that plantar fasciitis thing, and the weight's probably affecting him that way. So he just he can't take on the bulk in the games. That's why they're letting Harden control the pace, I guess.
How about that? It's a guy everybody wanted as their MVP, man. My man comes back overweight. I don't want to hear it anymore. Just had enough. So Bill, you like the Knicks plus the points here. I like the over in that game. I think the Knicks score a ton of points. You see these overs are starting to creep up all of a sudden now. Over 231 in the Jazz Nuggets.
You never saw totals like these last year, man.
I know, it's crazy. Look at the board today. 228, 229, 229 and a half, 230, 231, 225. So over half the games have 225 or more.
Look at this. The lowest total is 213, and then it's 218, and everything else is over 220.
And you got a couple 230s. I mean, these games are, these are high scoring games. Yeah, Doc Rivers is not a good coach. 100%. I agree. I'm trying to find, Timberwolves against Lakers. Lakers stink.
They suck, man. I was on the Lakers the other night. I figured, maybe they'll get their first win.
Oh, against the Nuggets?
Yeah, garbage. They were tied at halftime too, and they're bad. Just a bad team. It's like, I think you're seeing the same thing with the Lakers that you're seeing with the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I think so.
The old guys are done. It's over. Time to let the new regime in.
That's right.
The youngins are taking over these leagues, man. Look at the Pistons. Like, the Pistons aren't a good team, but man, give them like 2 years. They have some nasty players on their team. Like, they're going to be good. Yeah. The Thunder were improving last year. You can already see they're a lot better this year. And that's with Chet Holmgren still out. Like, and the Thunder is supposed to be one of the worst teams in the league. If they somehow win the lottery and get that Wembanyama kid everybody wants, like, oh my God, the Thunder might be the next Warriors.
Yeah, this Celtics Cavs game. I don't know if Garland will play, but there's gonna be a lot of points in that. I've started to bet some of these props and stuff like this in these games. Hawks, Pistons, probably an over. I like these overs. I try to, I think you can find a lot of these games are overs.
These games are interesting because, like, Hawks Pistons, they played in Detroit the other night. Detroit lost by 5, so they covered the spread. Now they drop at a point. 76ers and Raptors played 2 nights ago in Toronto. Toronto blew them out. Now you're getting the exact same line, exact same situation. 76ers in Toronto again. And I think there's another one on the board here that literally these teams just played the other night. I know it happened with the Spurs and the Timberwolves the other day, but yeah, man, like
The Pistons are giving up a ton of points. I mean, 120, 124, 130, 118. You know, they're giving up a ton of points here. And you look at the over-unders, 228. So, you know, if they give up 120 points, you know, they got to score 108. You know, I think very true. Yeah. It's Bill. It's. I think it's become a look. I mean, it's probably something organized where they said we need more offense. I know, like if you go to watch a high school or AAU game now, it's a joke. All they do is shoot threes and dunk. Nobody has mid-range shots. I know the threes are coming up. These kids can't shoot. They can't shoot free throws. Blah blah blah. Nobody plays any defense. The whole AAU thing is. Yeah, I like the Cavs a little bit. I like this Cavs team. I think they're pretty good. Mitchell, obviously, when they get Garland back, they'll be good. They're going to score some points. But you see these overs. I mean, you know, the Hawks and Pistons, once again, like they just played the other night, they scored 231 points combined. And here's the over-under at 228. I don't know. And both teams are a little bit, both teams have rested. They haven't played in 2 days. So, you know, the Pistons played back-to-back. So, they're going to be rested a little bit. They had a night off. I think they're going to be some points scored in this game. I would target the total there as well. So, yeah. Me personally, I go through these games and try to target the overs now and see, because I just think nobody plays any defense. And I think there's some spots here. I think at some point the books will catch up. They're starting to. You see these lines creeping up to 230.
230
start to catch up, and they're going to start to bump up these lines. But until they do, we're still 3-4 games into the season. They're not catching up yet. Take advantage of it now. Maybe the NBA cracks down or something, and they start saying, start calling. I don't even know. I don't even know how that would work, but I guess more.
How do you fix the no defense problem?
You can't. It's catch out of the bag at this point. These kids don't play any defense. It's
5 years from now, the average score is going to be 150 to 140.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, because the guys are getting bigger and stronger every time too. I mean, it's just like some of these you can't stop. Like you can't stop Giannis. Luka is crazy. I mean, look at this. This is crazy. Look at this stat line from yesterday.
And then every now and then people throw out the idea of adding a 4-point line in there.
Luka had 41 points, 11 rebounds, and 14 assists, plus 3 steals. Like 41 points, 11 rebounds, and 14 assists. 52-66. Like when you go and you look at these things, when you look at these, they're not playing today, obviously. We'll go to the Nuggets because they have player specials. Jokic. Yeah. Jokic is like, whatever. Points, rebounds, and assists for whatever. 66. This guy had 66 points, like total. First half overs can be first. Yeah, look, Bill, I 100%. I think I'm 100% behind the fact that these books have not. Look at this score. I went to overtime, so whatever. But 129 to 125, 250 points. 254 points. Man, it's crazy. These games are crazy, and the books haven't caught up. They'll catch up at some point. These lines are going to start going over to 235 and 236. And you're going to say, then you're going to have a choice. But, until they do, I am 100% behind the fact that you need to back these overs. The Magic stink. There's some bad teams. There's a lot of games I wouldn't bet. I don't know what the Lakers. Let's see if it ever loads here. Standings. I don't know what the Minnesota's 3-2.
Lakers are 0-4.
The Lakers are going to win a game at some point. They're not very good. You can take probably here when you start looking at this line, the overs, 230 in this game. It's crazy. Halftime, first half totals, first half spreads. Timberwolves -3.5. The Timberwolves will probably win this game. I like the Astros for the series, but game one, Phillies. Yeah, I think it's the other way. This is just me, Bill. You don't have to listen to me, but I think the Astros. I think it's going to be a short series. I think the Astros win in 5, maybe 6. I would say 5. They don't have that stuff. I don't know how you bet it, though. I mean, Verlander
sucks in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I don't trust the Phillies at all.
He sucks in the playoffs. Here
you go. Exact outcome of the series. Astros to win 4-2 and Astros to win 4-1 would be my 2 plays. You're getting – I just – look, I see no way the Phillies win the series. They could, but I don't see it. The plays would be, 4-2 and 4-1 for me. I just think this is, the Astros have been to the World Series so much. This is probably the worst team they're facing. They're hot, but they're not very good. Their bullpen stink. Astros got another fired.
I was gonna say, did you hear that one too?
Oh man, it sounded like it drove through your living room.
I know, man. It's bad. It's bad. It doesn't help that I film like right at the window here, but
these markets are interesting, most hits, but I don't know. And look up his World Series record. No, it's not good. I just think this is different. I think this is like a defining. The Astros have been to the World Series 4 times in 6 years, and they've only won 1. They lost to the Nationals, which was stunning. They lost all 4 games at home after that whole thing, and they won all 3 games on the road. They lost last year to the Braves, and I think that was a little stunning. I just think this is kind of one of these like career-defining things for Verlander and some of these guys, and it makes this Dusty Baker. It makes this team. Obviously, it's the same thing. Bryce Harper, if he wins the World Series once again, he becomes the guy. And all this stuff, whatever. But I just think it's going to be a quick series. But what do I know?
The key will be pitching late in games. The Phillies don't have a bullpen, and the Astros have one of the best in the league.
That's the problem for me. That's a major problem. The World Series games aren't. You get in long series sometimes you get these. Every once in a while you get a 13-10 game or something like this. If you play enough games in the series, there's, wacky things, and every game is not low scoring. So they get some of these wacky bullpen games and stuff like this. But, a lot of them are played pretty closely. So to me, I mean, if you're matching up one of the best bullpens in the league against one of the worst, it's going to be tough for that team to win. So, all right. All right, so basically that's it for today. We'll be back on Monday. It's the last match day of the Champions League, Europa League, and all that stuff. Big matches in the Europa League because remember now, there's the playoffs. You can't, you got to win your group. Like Manchester United, hey, they got to win your group. You don't want to be playing Barcelona in that round, in the knockout round or something like that. You got to win that group and take care of business. So we'll see. But there's a lot of stuff next week. And then college basketball starts the following Monday. on the 7th. So we'll have some games there. There's only about 150 games that first Monday.
I'm not ready. I'm just not ready. End the football season first, please.
Wait till next week. I mean, you
Oh my God.
look at the let me see where the college NFL, NCAA football schedule. When you start going to next week, week 10, look at this. This is Tuesday. Tuesday, 2 games. Wednesday, the Macness is back. Tuesday, 2 games. Wednesday, 2 games. Thursday, 2 games. Friday, 3 games. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It never ends. This is the first week of college basketball. There's 3 football games on Tuesday, 3 football games on Wednesday. This is the college. Here's the college. Here's the schedule on November 7th. Every single team in the world plays. There might be 200 games. It's crazy. North Carolina plays at 9 o'clock. That's the one thing. You see Gonzaga. Every ranked team is playing. Stephen F. Austin's playing some school called Le Tourneau. I just know Mary Kate Le Tourneau. She was like one of those people. I think she was like the one who like had a kid with the student or something like that. Harvard plays Morehouse. It's just crazy. There's a 12 o'clock game on Monday. Mississippi State Baylor. Baylor wants their number 5. They want to be the first person to play. All right, we'll just play. We'll just play in the morning time for our students. 12 o'clock. What is going on here? It's just crazy. So there's once college basketball comes in. I mean, it's not great for, and then we got the World Cup. It's not great for bettors because, these, especially the people that have to, I have to bet, the early window and the late window and all this stuff. Just find a game that you like and bet it. Don't be betting all these games because it's in the, 7:30 and this one's at 10 o'clock. And this one's at 12:30 and this one's at thing. Just don't do that. All right, so we'll be back on Monday. Maybe Pedro and Goran will join us, and maybe we'll see. But if not, we'll see you on Monday, and we'll have all kinds of different winners. Just follow our game. Oh, and what's Big Al and
Pick Advisor? Go get the premium plays. I'm on the run of a lifetime.
Run of a lifetime, and nobody buys my plays on that site, so whatever, don't worry about it. It's going to be somewhere else at some point soon. I had one person buy my NFL play last night. It won. My NBA play won. Most of my plays win, but nobody buys them, so it is. All right, we'll be back on Monday. Thanks for watching.